Missouri, a relative caregiver can make decisions regarding a child's school and medical treatment. This includes surgery and immunizations. Here's what you need to know. The caregiver must be 18 years or older and related to the child by blood, marriage, or adoption. They need to fill out and sign a special piece of paper called a relative caregiver affidavit. The child's parents must also say it's okay in writing, or the caregiver must document that the parent can't be reached after trying several times using different methods of contact. A relative caregiver affidavit must include the child's name and when they were born, the relative caregiver's name and when they were born, where the relative caregiver lives, how the relative caregiver is related to the child, and the relative caregiver's driver's license number or ID card number. Things to know about the relative caregiver affidavit. The relative caregiver must sign this paper in front of a notary public. A notary public is a licensed public officer that will verify your identity and witness the signing of the document. A notary's signature and seal are required to confirm your signature. Many places have notaries, including banks and the Department of Social Services if they are involved in your case. The relative caregiver can show this paper to schools and doctors when the child needs help. The paper is good for 1 year unless the child stops living with the relative caregiver. The document is invalid immediately once the child is no longer with the relative caregiver, and the child's school and healthcare providers must be notified. Once a relative caregiver has been established, their consent overrules the parents unless the caregiver's decision threatens the life, health, or safety of the child. Other ways to make decisions on behalf of a minor. When a child has a power of attorney, the school should be given the necessary documents to prove this. The person appointed in a power of attorney also has the authority to make life-saving medical decisions for the child depending on the scope of the power of attorney. Schools will communicate with both parents and the person appointed in a power of attorney about the child. When guardianship is the determination, legal guardianships make all decisions regarding the child, including school and medical. Every child is entitled to receive adequate and proper medical care from those legally responsible for their support. Failure or refusal to provide a child with medical, surgical, or other care necessary for the child's well-being may constitute a form of neglect, justifying juvenile court intervention. If custody, guardianship, or a relative caregiver affidavit is terminated, medical and educational power is also terminated.